Hello, my spooky darlings, and welcome back to Streams and Screams, the online show in which I watch a movie that is currently streaming online, and I tell you about it if I liked it and I think it's something that you should watch. And in this case, yes. So I recently watched Destroy All Neighbors. It is currently streaming on Shudder, and let me tell you, it is an absolute delight. It kind of gave me some really big Dave Made a Maze vibes, just in terms of its tone, and also just a little bit visually as well. But it is a very, very fun tale. It's basically the story of a young man named William who is a musician. He creates some fantastic prog rock, and he has a new neighbor move into the apartment next door who is disruptively loud and obnoxious, which interrupts his whole creative process. And of course, William gets a little upset about this new development and decides that he needs to do something about it. This was a really, really fun movie for me because feel like it was based on a true story. My boyfriend, who is a musician, goes by the performing name Strict Month. And in the process of working on his album over the last year or so, we had a very obnoxious next door neighbor that was causing continuous torment to him and our poor dog. She was not happy. So this kind of tells the worst case scenario of what happens when you go interrupt your obnoxious neighbor and tell them how much they are currently ruining your life. The film stars Jonah as William. He is perhaps best known from Mystery Science Theater 3000, The Return, and he's really, really wonderful in this role. You can tell that he probably maybe as a musician has a deep love for music in his soul, because there's a lot of great moments that really drive home that passion for the art of making music. And I feel like anyone that is not passionate about music would maybe not necessarily struggle with this role, but he plays it with such conviction and such passion that you really do believe that he deep down somewhere is working on an album or has some great love for prog rock in his heart. The film also stars Alex Winter as Vlad, the next door neighbor, very obnoxious. Alex Winter is, of course, Bill in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Bill and Ted Face the Music. He is iconic, and you do not recognize him at all in this role. I literally did not realize it was him until I looked it up a few minutes ago. Even in the opening credits, I saw his name there and I did not make the connection that this was him. Destroy All Neighbors has a couple of writers under its belt, including Mike Benner, who is perhaps best known for his work as a staff writer on Bob's Burgers. This film has a lot of heart, a lot of passion, a lot of humor. It's very silly, very enjoyable, has some wonderful cameos, some wonderful surprise faces in this film as well. And honestly, I was so happy when I watched it. I'm not even going to say pleasantly surprised, because I had high expectations going in just based on the plot. Again, a lot of personal experience going into this movie, so I was really happy that it was one that had such a wonderful payoff and delightful vibe to it. So something that's really wonderful about Destroy All Neighbors is that it never takes itself too seriously. It has a very silly premise, some great undead talking head action, but it never gets in the weeds of its own concept. It is very prog rock that way, I guess. Everything about the film, the performances are just so personal. The visuals of it, the color grading, the tone, the cinematography is absolutely wonderful. There is some really fun music in this film as well, which I would expect nothing less given the subject matter of this particular film. So Destroy All Neighbors in that vein, because of the content, because the context, really kind of has a lot of fun prog rock influence in it. Even visually, I feel there's a lot in the cinematography, there's a lot in the color grading that kind of has that prog rock feel vibe to it, as well as being like ever so slightly period while also being thoroughly modern at the same time. Destroy All Neighbors comes from director Josh Forbes, who is also known from Contracted Phase 2. Not a ton under his belt, so I was very kind of curious to see what he brings to this film, and he brings a lot to it. Performance is again spectacular. He does a great job of pulling what he needs to out of those actors. Alex Winter in particular is so unexpected and so hilarious in this film that I was very, very pleasantly fulfilled. I'm not going to say surprised again, because I had reasonable yet high expectations and I was not disappointed. It's a great kind of millennial artist, musician, black comedy horror film with some wonderful practical effects as well. You know, I'm a huge fan of practical effects. Anything that has some great blood and gore, totally up my alley. And this film delivers in that sense as well. Overall, Destroy All Neighbors was a film that I was really, really happy that I got to see. I'm really, really happy to see it on Shudder so that it can get a broader audience, because I feel like it is one that is definitely worth watching. And I will be surprised if it's not on my top of 2024 list. I'm not going to lie to you. Just because it's such a good time. It's such a fun concept. Again, really spoke to me on a deep personal level with this one. So I highly recommend it. I think if you want to see something that's really goofy, really gory, really engaging, and the wonderful musical influence that speaks that very disillusioned millennial in the workforce type of vibe, then this is a great one for you. Shout out to Destroy All Neighbors, now available on Shudder. You can watch the trailer right here and follow us for more content on Streams and Screams, on Benner's theatrical reviews, on Takeover Tuesday, on 90s Night, on Hot Stove from Hell. Pretty much anything that you want to learn about, we're going to talk about it in some way, shape, or form. So again, trailer for Destroy All Neighbors, and I hope you enjoy.
Hey, how's that band going?
It's mainly me these days. I just want to finish my album.
You have been trying to finish this album for 3 years.
1, 2, 3! What is this? It's a progressive form of prog. I've been calling it prog squared.
The only way I listen to your music is if you tied me up at gunpoint and you forced me to.
And don't play it here again or you're fired.
What's going on?
I think we have a new neighbor.
What is up with this guy?
I think we're living next to some kind of maniac.
I am now living your head rent-free.
Vlad's just driving me crazy.
You're headed into chaos.
What?
Blood will be spilt.
You gotta stand on your own 2 feet and say, "Get out of my kitchen, cause I'm cooking!"
William, use your demons. Don't let them use you.
So you've killed somebody. Relax. Just need to know how to get rid of a body.
Hello, Willie.
I'm not a mass murderer. I'm a mass manslaughterer.
It's time to make a hit record.
I'm alive.
Shut up!
You didn't hear that, did you?
You yelling shut up at nobody? Yeah, I heard it was very loud.
That is not what rock and roll is all about.
You're a loser and you're gonna die a loser.
Now that was rock and roll.
Stop. Just be cool. And don't murder anyone else.